Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, friends. I hope you have been enjoying this Easter weekend. We are still seeing Bitcoin at $70,000, which I think is fascinating, friends, because if you look around you, are people naked? No. Okay, they are not, which is actually quite crazy. How did we make it up this far and people are still not euphoric? That just tells you the market is not high enough. That's pretty much it. You can give us these signals. Now, I don't know, friends, how long we'll be able to do this whole emotional cycle reading stuff. But if I can guess, there will be a final point in the future. Could be 5 years, could be 10 years. I don't know when. We will have the world onboarded into crypto. They will be DCA buying with the Ponzi money and all the ETFs that we have, because there's going to be more ETFs, friends. Ethereum ETF, there's going to be an altcoin ETF. That's probably going to encompass garbage, friends. I'm telling you right now, XRP might be an ETF and stuff one day. I mean, you know what I mean? That's what they're all playing for. So these things that get into the ETF, they're probably going to have Ponzi money come in, which is just basically everybody else out there in the world, especially in the US of A, who are just DCA buying in. And when they do that, you're going to experience all the correlation even tighter with the S&P 500, the stock market. So we haven't got to that point now. Right now, we still see hyper volatility, which is what you want, right? Because that means prices, yes, they go very, very low and they crush you to the downside. However, when they do go up, or as my friends over there in Ireland say, oop, it's going to be absolutely glorious. It is, but is it really glorious? Because the only way for you to get those oop prices is for people to get absolutely destroyed by buying the top. I guess it's just like buying HEX at like 50 cents, 45 cents. Now, shout out to Mr. Ben Sierra and Maddie Allen. They did an episode once. They showed that not too many people did it. But friends, here's the thing. We can't really... it doesn't sound good to other people when you cherry pick. Hey, don't worry, nobody bought up there at the top. What they do is they go, okay, let's go to the very, very bottom of the 98% HEX after launch thing, and you can see like, oh, a very, very few amount of people, nobody bought down there anyway. Okay, so once you start playing around with the data, people's minds basically skits out. See, I understand it, you understand it. It's just you're thinking about onboarding people out there when it comes to this, and guess what? The marketplace figures it out anyway. It doesn't matter what story you tell them. So it is what it is now. We are still looking at Bitcoin. If we get a left translated cycle, it's going to be freaking 2 years of doom after that point. Maybe we peak out the end of this year and then we bottom out later on. This is going to be hell, by the way. This is going to be absolute hell. This is going to be, look, but actually, I don't know anything, friends. It doesn't have to be hell. It could be good. You don't know. For example, we could get Bitcoin going down next year and altcoins just freaking rise. You know what I mean? That could happen. That's very possible. I mean, like, I'm just throwing scenarios out there. Like, why can't we get that? Bitcoin's kind of doing this lower high part. We don't know it's a lower high. You think it's going up, okay? So you don't know that you think this thing is going to like shoot up like that, but it just bleeds out. And what if altcoins continue to do well? Maybe the Ethereum ETF does well. You don't know. And then basically it goes on to such an extreme point. Everybody says, you know what? We don't need Bitcoin again, which is crazy. No one's thinking about that, are they? That's why, friends, I'm always trying to think years ahead. Can I imagine something like this? All right. So, yes, I think we can get to a point one day where altcoins move so much, people literally say, we don't need Bitcoin at all. Bitcoin's useless. We don't actually want it and whatever. And then pretty much once people start to disrespect Bitcoin's name again, something happens that make things turn around. Maybe there's an economy, recession and stuff here and there. And then you get to see, all the altcoins had too many weak hands to sustain any liquidity drying up in the market. Whereas Bitcoin has had stronger hands. Why? Because it's older. Now, baby dolls, I'm going to show you another tweet if I get around to it lately, but just to give you a heads up, this is the ETH BTC ratio, okay? I made a post here. I basically said I've got 4 reasons to be bullish on Ethereum. And because I love and appreciate you, and it is the spirit of Easter eggs, okay, I'm going to actually show you that tweet right now. 4 reasons I'm turbo bullish on Ethereum. Let's go. Look at these. Autism Capital. By the way, just to let you know, Autism Capital was rumored to be Soy Bankman-Fried. He was turbo bullish Solana at the top, okay? And he wasn't as popular back then. And just, yes, I remember seeing his tweets. I was like, you know what? How can you trust a vegan like that sick F, that sick twisted doo-doo head? And then I was selling the top pretty much back then in 2021. And I was seeing these bullish tweets. And trust me, I was not good to sell the top, man. I felt like, oh my gosh, if this does do the Ethereum fractal, I will never, ever, ever forgive myself. I've basically missed out of another 6x after making a 108x. That was crazy, okay? So this should show you. However, he was bearish on Solana at the bottom. Bearish run. As in, like, don't even bother touching it and stuff here and there. I remember, friends, if you go back to my Twitter, yes, I'm not a storyline, I'm Maxi, but I was saying, man, like, the guy cheering at $200 is now bearish at $8 to $15. Surely, man, this has to be, it's got to have to do something. This is, see, friends, I don't judge. My goal is to find cheap prices, okay? Just like if you're a hunter out in the forest, your goal isn't to find a specific deer or whatever. Your goal is, okay, anything that goes in front of my crosshair, I just shoot it. That's pretty much it. All right. Hopefully not the squirrels, though. You need the squirrels. Now, Autism Capital. Ethereum has given up. Their hope is on the ETF and getting layer 2s to act as independent financial systems. It's a ridiculous plan, and they've become the central banking cartel they claim to be fighting against. It's a LARP chain. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, bro, you just ushered in the bottom of the ETH BTC. Ethereum, the central banking cartel? You mean the guys who refuse to make it cheaper to degen because they want to keep it so decentralized? Just to let you know, that's true, by the way. That's true, okay? You also have another gentleman. You can see, friends, see the B here? That's a Bitcoin logo. So he's a Bitcoin maxi, pretty much, okay? We may witness the end of ETH tonight. And he's just showing, bro, what is this chart? Do I have to remind you guys? Like, look what they show. See how he zooms in, friends? Why don't you show this chart? Why don't you show that? Oh my gosh, you know, back then, by the way, down here, one Bitcoin bought you 500 ETH. Now one Bitcoin buys you around 20 ETH. You see that? Because Ethereum is getting stronger. So they're basically calling for the end here. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think people are eventually going to want yield, and they're going to want this other stuff. Now, many other things are coming to Ethereum as well, but I just don't think it's over for it now. It sounds like this is classic bottom signals. Another one as well. Another influencer out there has this like arrow down to like $500. Like, there's been a thread about him as well going out there. So his name is Ben Copen, because he blocked me, of course. So Copen, I don't know why, it's been turbo bearish the whole time. It was even bearish in 2023. I'm just wondering, do any of you guys sub? Like, I just want to ask you, it's from the bottom of my heart, truthfully, why are you giving money to someone who's just telling you to DCA 50-50 Bitcoin and USDC and literally miss out on the whole bull market? Because you basically missed out on everything. You know you're missing out big time. Like, you don't even have the conviction to buy the stuff that are cheap now, even if they're cheaper prices. I'm just curious why people want to do that, unless they generally thought Bitcoin's going to go to 400K first and then nothing else is going to move. So basically what you're trying to do is you are not adapting, because the market's learning with each iteration, each cycle. That's what I'm here to do, friends. Boots on the ground. That's why, friends, usually maths and science people, they find a hard time in markets because they make a model and they go, well, I've got all the variables and these should work like physics. You know what I mean? Where gravity, you know, like 2 + 2 equals, 4 squirrel nuts. But it doesn't work like that in markets. Markets are a moving target, and it's a pendulum that swings. And it depends on people's expectations, okay? Because people can expect high, mid, or low at each point in time. You see what I mean? So that's pretty much it. So if you are participating in stuff like this, look, if it gives you conviction, it's pretty good. I just want to let you know that buying large caps, you ain't retiring shit. That's right. You're not retiring anything this cycle, friends. I don't care what anybody promises you, you're not retiring anything. But good luck. I mean, if you want to keep doing that, I mean, it's completely up to you. Now, also, we have another ETH BTC bottoming signal. You have Plebitar, who's a pleb. ETH BTC down 38%. Actually, I'll just call him Plebitar just for fun. But he hasn't blocked me. I think maybe he's got me muted or something, but he just hasn't blocked me. Because why? I've got to buy a Bitcoin sign, friends. Of course, Bitcoin is store of value for bear market hedging in crypto. That's pretty much it, okay? ETH BTC is down 38% since the merge and looks ready to set new multi-year lows. It's just crazy. Everyone keeps railing and railing on ETH. I don't know, man. I don't think it works out such that all the BTC maxi lovers calling for the death of Ethereum and going against Vitaly because of 4,000 IQ 80. I just don't think it works out like that. I'm going to quickly show you the Chainlink price as well, friends. This is Chainlink USD, okay? So Chainlink USD very nicely now has a red monthly candle. You know, I've been waiting for this reset. I'm like, can you please reset? You've just done too many. Look how many did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we have a red one. So I know you're kind of crazy. Like, how could you beg for, if it's in crypto, if you're in a bull market, you beg for the red doji. You beg for it because it means you get to reset again. Okay, because if you don't get that and you blow, you're like, oh my God, it's over. It's over for like 6 to 12 months, even though everybody's in denial. Yeah, look what happened here, right? So this wasn't exactly, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was the 5th one up here, but then it actually finished May red as well. So as you can see, this is the type of stuff that happens. Look, also, ChainLink has been a very, very poor performer in terms of the Link ETH ratio. So I can show you it right now. This is Link versus ETH. It's been a very poor performer. It hit minus 94%. It's still down minus 90%. A lot of sentiments bottom. I mean, who cares, friends? You don't look, these core coins, I know, we already know the real money's in meme coins, altcoins, and new stuff. We know that. But the thing is, here's the important part. You don't have any conviction in them. You just know that they're new. And it's not necessarily true if they pump, they continue to pump for the whole cycle. You know that, right? That's also important. They do pump, but they're not guaranteed to go up forever and keep gaining strength. They do just, they have a moment to shine at some point. Now, if you're lucky, all right, as we're lucky, and we're in something that does have a moment to shine before the cycle's over, you basically get a free punt. You don't have to do all this, but you can take like a third of the profits or half of the profits, rotate it into something you do believe in, right? And you feel like it's just stacking the core. Because ChainLink, and I guess PulseChain and HEX and many others, right? They're leverage on ETH. Same as Matic, same as BNB. They are leverage on Ethereum. That's pretty much what you're playing for. Now, if we go to the Altcoin Dominance Index, I know I report on this a lot, but that's good. We need to report on it just to be aware. The 12-month mark is approaching here and there. And yes, look, just something advanced for you guys. The top signals that you saw in last bull market, they come out earlier now. So the new top signals of this market, because the ultimate price is going higher, we're going to see more weird stuff. How weird? You'll know, man. You'll know. They start to get weird and weird and weird. Trust me, people are going to keep calling the tops early and early. That's how you know it's, friends. I've read so many stories, so many like journal entries, so many documentaries of people in markets and stuff getting blown out, or people in bull markets where everybody keeps trying to call the top. Okay, so I've learned now. I go, okay, when people give you good reasons why it's the top, they'll give you actually really good reasons. That, trust me, it'll be early. I'll know, okay, this isn't the top. I'm not even shading profit off yet. I'm not touching anything because I know for a fact this many people calling the top early never happens in history. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you, right, the PulseChain and PulseX ecosystem, friends. It's getting still ravaged. All right, dropping down. A lot of people, I know they do the whole cope, but they go, oh, don't worry, we're only down 50%. No. People aren't stupid, okay? You're back down the day one sack after 3 years, pretty much. After handing in the money, people keep moving the goalposts. So the market knows through all these. This is just like gaslighting type of stuff to just like talk to people out in the community. We know, just throw that out of the way. They're just like talking words and stuff. The most important point is it's still pulled back here to the 21 EMA, friends. Of course, these things can always go lower and then usher in more doom. They can. We don't know. Okay, you just never know. It's just that, hey, you take this 100% of the time. It's a weekly chart as well. Remember, this is not just some sort of shorter time frame stuff. It's very, very important on the weekly as well. It's kind of nasty as well. With PulseX, you're back down to 61% below day one sack. Wow. It's just, yeah, it was so heavy, man. It's still 800 million market cap. Would you buy a meme coin, $800 million? No, you wouldn't. You know what I mean? And people say, oh, well, this isn't a meme coin. It's something better. Is it by the price action? No, it's not. Okay, so market cap does matter. Liquidity does matter. All these things do matter. You know what I mean? So no matter how you get... That's why I don't bother spending my time trying to talk to people like, oh, this is why you're wrong with your thinking, blah, blah, blah. Who cares, man? These people, they made up their mind. Okay, they made up their mind. They're locked into one thing. It doesn't really care. The marketplace is the marketplace. The only thing that really matters is your portfolio and the price charts. Are you actually accumulating more of the stuff you want? Are you believing in Ethereum going up to the moon? That's the most important part. Now, I've got to show you some big news as well. BankX, okay, so most people don't know the story. Last year, Godwale gave accidentally 860 million eHEX to BankX's sacrifice, and they're doing like the worst idea ever. Sorry, guys. No, sorry. Don't want to do this. An algo stablecoin backed by silver. Like literally the worst narrative of the worst thing that just collapsed as a Ponzi back from... It was like, oh, man. Anyway, many people said it was a fat finger. Okay, I think maybe someone talked to him and he said it was a fat finger. Maybe he was meant to give 8 million. He gave 800 and something million. Everyone still thinks it's a conspiracy about that. It's very, very weird timing. Now, as he did this after the PulseChain launch. So they don't have the PHEX. They just have the eHEX of that. Now, BankX started to try to sell and the market just ran over everything and everything kept capitulating down. And they're like, okay, we're not going to hurt anybody here and there. Now, here's the important part. They are now bridging in. So they had a wall, okay, on eHEX, which I'll show you. They had a wall and the wall has now been pulled. So I'm going to show you the eHEX chart. This is the full chart, okay? They had a wall, friends. I'm just going to get the nice rectangle. They had a wall from 1.2 to 3 cents. So this was their wall, and a lot of people, friends, this is actually very, very sad, very bearish, by the way, to hear this. People are thinking their wall is only 13 million US dollars. Okay, $13 million. A lot of people thought that was a lot of money. Dude, you know, literally meme coins. You know, Dog with a Hat is doing on chain minimum $30 million of trading volume per day. Per day, a meme coin, Dog with a Hat, one coin doing that volume. You're telling me you can't chew through $13 million? Like, that's just crazy. Anyway, so basically the wall now has been gone. They moved the wall. Now, what are they doing? Literally, I'm not joking, within like the past 50 minutes, they have been bridging in to PulseChain. So here are the alerts. You see 303 million here, 350, so 600K, 600K. Honestly, friends, this is absolute peanut. This is poo-poo money. It's $600,000. This is nothing. But that's because the price is so low today. Now, we don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they're doing something right now. I'll have to update you on it. But if I were you guys out here, I would personally go to dex.9mm.pro. So 9mm DEX exchange. That's what I will do. I'm going to show it to you right now. I would go to this website and I would go to pools. Okay. And then I would go to add liquidity. And what I would do is you type in HEX, friends. There's an eHEX here. So they want HEX. And what do you want to exit, friends? You want dye? Okay, sweet. You want your estrogen dye? Okay, cool. And what you would do is, okay, you see this price here, friends? This is it. What they would do is they would set a single-sided sell wall. So there's a line here you can't see that makes it, see how it's negative on the left-hand side? There's a line here you can't see because it's the night version. And I've just changed it to morning version. So this is what I would do. That's what I would do if I were you. Okay, so this is 100%. You can actually do this little toggle here. So this is it. You would sell between, there you go. See, this is 2, 4, 6 cents. Okay, you sell it here and there you go. You just dragged it in. Maybe if you want 4 cents, there you go. You just have this big wall and you just set the wall. And there you go, put your 1% fee here. And what that would basically do is they would set a wall lower. So I'll go back to the chart. Now remember, this is on the normal HEX, but because of the arbitrage bots and everyone. Okay, so they would be setting a wall from here to here. So they would spread it out. That's all they're doing. And then this is what would happen, right? As the market chews up, it would just chew up through them. Yay, 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 yay. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what you would do. And it's kind of sending a signal to the market, hey, we just want to get out of here. They could just keep dragging it down forever. The thing is, they can't market sell everything, or they can. If they did, they just get rid of everything. But I mean, you could do it. It's just like, look how low the price is. I mean, my gosh, this is such a low price. You want to see how, friends, just to tell you something, man, narrative is a BS, okay? I don't care who tells it to you. I don't care what Richard tells you. Decorrelated, store of value, yada, yada. Okay, you can't, just remember this for your time, because friends, you know what's going to happen, okay? You can't hold one thing forever. Name me a crypto that you know right now for 100% fact you can hold forever. You can't hold anything forever, man. At some point, it makes no sense. So for example, look, if you, let's say some of you guys have 10 grand in the ecosystem. At one point, you might have 2 mil. Okay, and it's euphoric. And I might be telling you, hey man, look, maybe this thing's around in 10 years. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Okay, if it is around in 10 years, you've got 2 mil right now. Why don't you book yourself something so that you can afford to sit around long enough to see if it's around in 10 years. It's the same with every single ecosystem, okay? When euphoria comes. Why don't you book yourself something? That's what the type of thinking you need, okay? But there's going to be strong narratives out there that are counter to that, so you have to be careful as well. So look, down up here, look, man, this is it. I don't care if anybody tries to delete this chart. Don't forget this, man. This is 99.76%. You learned this. You can't code scarcity. You need people to demand it. Remember, like every single thing about T-shares and the game theory and the PulseChain, all this didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. The market said, you know what? You're a DeFi altcoin. You're actually boring now. We're going to go to other stuff. They've gone to incentive token. They've gone to meme coins. They've gone to other stuff. It's the same crowd of people. Okay. You know, Bitcoin people still holding fix the money, fix the world narrative. They have no other narrative to go to. They're not going to join Richard Hart's coins, fix the money, fix the world. They're not going to join XRP. They're not going to go join Litecoin, okay, which is faster Bitcoin narrative. They're going to join Ethereum. That's not fix the money, fix the world narrative. They're in there for that. Now, you got to think about this. If you joined based off Richard's marketing for the first 2 years of HEX, what did you join for? You joined for fundamentals. He said best performing price asset, price chart go up, look at all these good things. We're going up and to the right, blah, 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 all these things. Perfect game theory. Okay, you joined for that. Are you getting that? No, you haven't for the past 3 years. So people are saying, well, you know what? I'm just going to vote with my feet. I'm going to vote with my feet and vote my wallet and just allocate to stuff that I cater to. So the thing is, you got to think, do you want those people to hold with you? No, but here's the problem. There's just so many of them, so many weak hands in the ecosystem. These people weren't even around because they believe. These people were here because they believe in green candles. That's what they're here for. Okay, everybody else here is a believer. But guess what, friends? I'm not saying that as some sort of like inspirational Rocky speech, Sylvester Stallone, like, yeah, we're gonna defeat. No, I can't just say that, because in crypto, where does your loyalty really get you? For 99.9% of the cases, it gets you nowhere. You end up being a bag holder for someone who got in early, who's just convincing you not to leave so they can keep dumping their inflation on you. That's pretty much it. So we're just going to end with this, friends. Capitulation. Look at this. So Mr. HEX Alerts, shout out to Mr. HEX Alerts. They blocked me, and then I called them out for it. I was like, bro, you are an alerts channel for HEX. And because I am standing up for the coin that you dedicated 4 years of your life to, I'm standing up for the coin just because the founder doesn't like it. I go, no, bro. Okay, I'm not criticizing Richard. Okay, you don't like it. Guess what? I like it, bro. You don't like it. I like it. Oh, you don't want these people to have a voice? I'll give them a voice. You understand? I stand up for me. I stand up for these people without a voice, friends. That's what we're here for, okay? That's what we're here for. Isn't crypto meant to be rebelling against the system? This sounds like someone within the system trying to make another system. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it feels like. Here's the thing. We're still long and strong, all right? Now, Mr. HEX Alerts here. Look at this tweet. BankX sent 200 million eHEX to bridge eHEX going to zero. So he's probably an OG Hexican. He's probably someone who got in early, and so he's very, very devout to Richard. That's fine. There are people devout to Vitalik. There are people devout to Satoshi. There are people devout to Brad Garlic Breath because they got into XRP early. Same. Every single coin has that. So I'm not here to judge. I'm just telling you, look what I put a big fat red arrow here. I'm like, sounds like capitulation to me. Okay, so that's why, friends, I'm here to give you actual real information, because this thing's capitulating, man. If other things are capitulating, let me know. Let me know. Do you have any stuff out there? No, you guys are playing the momentum game on those. Okay, I stick to my edge. Okay, even though I'm still holding all the meme coins and everything, I still love them. Okay, but you can't go hard on them. Can't really. What can you grab out of them? You know, it's up to random chance at that point. Okay, so I'm here to tell you, right? If this was any other coin, I'm playing some angel music. If this was any other coin and you saw a dedicated 4-year account putting this thing's going to zero on that chart, what would you do? If this is any other coin, you'd be like, oh, it's probably a bottom signal. After I'm watching my friend Somi for how long now? 2,500 videos. You know, like, wait, that's weird. You support it for 4 years. One dude says he doesn't like it. Now you don't like it. Think about that. Think about that, okay? By the way, friends, I'll call everyone out for this. If you're a community leader and you don't like eHEX because Richard doesn't like it, you're a little bitch. I'm talking to your face, you're a little bitch. You know why? I literally have posted videos and clips of Richard in 2021. The genius visionary, okay, literally saying, I can't think of one reason why eHEX wouldn't at least have similar or good value to pHEX. One reason. No, can't think of one reason in 2021. Literally the guy who was making PulseChain in 2021 specifically because of the high gas fees. He knew about the S load, okay? So he could not think of one reason back then, all right? So clearly something changed, friends. I told you what something changed, okay? The amount of people in the ecosystem is big. And what we thought the rate would be of onboarding people out there, we thought the rate was going to be this big. It's more like this big, okay? So it's basically, I've got to cut off one of the limbs. That's pretty much what it feels like now. Now, I don't care what the real answer is. That's my interpretation, because I need to like summarize thousands of variables here and at least grip something so to give me conviction to be long. I don't care if it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm just telling you now, this is me. Not financial advice. I am long. I buy blood. I'm still long everything. Yes, I don't care if the founder doesn't like one coin. Guess what? You know, the Dogecoin founder doesn't like Dogecoin. How'd that turn out? You know, someone else liked it later on, actually went up more than him, and he regrets it to this day. He sold it for like a Honda Accord or something, I think, back in 2016. He sold most of his Dogecoin for like, 60K or 180K. He missed out literally on like $3 billion. All right. So I'm not saying that thing's going to happen here, but just telling you, these things of the founder doesn't like it doesn't actually mean anything, okay? I'll tell you who likes it though. Mr. B Roots and Ian, okay? Big followings there. I like it. You have Mr. Dipcatcher likes it. Alex Magic Big likes it. Many people like it, friends. That Martini guy has it. Many, many examples out there, all right? So, look, you see a chart like this, think about that, okay? This is separate everything and just look at the facts. Emotional sentiment feels like capitulation. Wall Street cheat sheet. Price down 99.4%. It still exists in the mind share of everyone. It still does. It's got the spiritual backing, B-Roots, Ian, Dipcatcher, Alex Magic Beard, even Hexy Bastard. You know, friends, on 9-inch exchange, you can farm eHEX yield. There's an eHEX pair there. And I'm going to show it to you right now. If you go to 9-inch, you can go down. Look at this, HEX and eHEX. It's giving 32%. Yeah, there's only $40,000 in there, but isn't that decent? Like, wait a minute. Someone who has another DEX in the exchange, who is a Sacrifice Pro, that's like another person out here with the following who just supports it. You know, hey, I don't think it should go to zero. So that's pretty much all you need, okay? Now, when I see these are the important parts of all of this, okay? You have the ratios here. This is eHEX versus pHEX. Look, it's still down here, okay? It's still down here. It's going to take some time, by the way, because eHEX just had its worst monthly close in history. And I just got to show that to you, just so you know, okay? This is actually the chart. If you put it on a monthly, I know you can't see it here. You're like, how could you have the worst monthly close in history? There you go. So this is a weekly chart. We change it to a monthly. You'll see how devastating it is. This is minus 87% down to the top, but it actually closes down 80%. You see that? That's like it's capitulation, man. I don't care how people spin it. But the thing is, though, I've shown you these ratios because they're important. Because, as you can see, okay, if we go into this, for example, the eHEX pHEX chart, friends, that's okay to use. But personally, I want to focus more on the eHEX to pulse ratio. So just to show you, we're right here now. Okay, we're right here now. If we ever got back up here, this would mean eHEX has gained strength relative to PLS pulse. I'm looking at that as maybe an exit, but you go back into pulse. So effectively, if you're getting in here and you sell around that zone, you've made like 2.5x on your pulse. So if you have 10 million pulse and you rotate it into eHEX, you get a certain amount of eHEX. And then if you sell back at that point, you get back 25 million pulse. So you don't even care about the USD price. You start with 10 million pulse, you get back 25 million pulse. Or even if you buy lower, you can go like 30 million pulse. But it takes time. Okay, just to let you know, it takes time. This could literally, I mean, it could, friends, who knows, man? It could literally just take us the whole year. It could do this. It could do this. And then just one day, just suddenly just pops up, hangs around, maybe comes back down because pulse is rallying, remember? So that's basically the ratios you want, what I'm looking at. That's what I do, man. I look for, okay, something's capitulated. Is it cheap against something? What's another ratio I look at? Because, you know, the fact that this thing just still exists, it tells you the market is pricing stuff based off pulse as well. Now, this is very, very sad. I have to add this on now. Okay, this imaginary horrible, which isn't that imaginary. I've just got to tell you, this is how I measure this. I go, yes, I'm long eHEX amongst thousands of other things, right? But this is important, okay? Crypto's risky. We just saw a founder tweet the shit out of his own coin down 80% down and dig his heels in, okay? He dug his heels in. So you don't know, and I don't know who controls the origin address, but I do know Richard Hart has something to do with it, okay? With like 99.99999 recurring percent probability. He has something to do with it, okay? So if you are long here with me, right, I'm not telling you not financial advice, but I'm long. So we just have to be aware that it is possible he sets up a 500 billion eHEX wall and he literally prevents anyone from ever buying it ever again. If he really wanted to. Okay, he could do that. So that is possible. Now, I don't think he's going to do that. I'm just telling you, anybody who says this is a 0% probability, they're smoking crack, because we just, after what we saw a month ago, now we have to put this into the risk parameter. So, oh, wow, didn't think that would happen. Okay, so I don't know anything. I just know, though, when I see cheap prices, they're cheap. That's it. I know, as tough as it is, as there's volatility at the bottom, there's people saying it's bad, it's over, it's over, it's over. I know for a fact, friends, been through this 1,000 times, extreme bad news and capitulation and deep down prices like that. On average, if you take 10 of them, 8 of them do well. 8 to 9. One of them sucks. One of them ends up being like a beetroot rug, okay? Or maybe Pulse Trailer Park, kind of like, hey, what are you guys kind of messing? But actually, they're not undone yet. You never know. What if someone just FOMO buys beetroot up like a year from now? You never know, okay? But just, they're not done yet. But you got to get the point. Kind of like where you're like, oh, wait, you just abandoned it fully? That's pretty much it. But I think they're great odds, right? Think about it. But the problem is no one wants to run into them. It's a burning building. No one wants to go in and save the poor squirrels out there with the fire extinguisher, okay? So I'm going to leave you with this cute Peppy who's out here digging for gems out in the cave. This is it, friends. This is literally us. We're digging for gems. You understand that? Digging for gems. There's no light. There's barely any air. There's no sandwiches here. There's definitely no orange juice, okay? And if there was any ice cubes, they'd all be melted by now. That's pretty much what you're doing. Doing here all day. Eventually you find the gem though. And then you just see what happens in the bull market. Don't forget, we are waiting Ethereum over $5,000. Okay, anything that happens beyond that point to me, it's just a fart in the wind. Like, subscribe, bell button, all catch you soon.